hopefully someone could pick up some extra points. Somebody put your name on this test. It was not necessary. Keep your test. Anybody want it?
No, I didn't even know
I don't know. You want to do that anyway. Well, if you think you didn't do too good, it was a 57, 69, and you're not in here, okay? Highest grade was 90. That was 30 out of 34. If you got all 34 right, you could have made, what would that be, 102? All right. But, so whatever your grade is, it's out of 102 points. 34 times 3 is 102. So make sure it's graded right, make sure I multiplied right, and make sure, if you have any questions, please bring them forward. If you have any argument, please argue, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you the answer to the first 5 questions. Well, I'll do the first 8. Okay, number 1 is true. A, of course. 2 and 3 is false. B. 3 and 4 is true. A. 5 is false. B. 6 is false. B. 7 and 8 is true. A. Now look over those 8. Tracy missed 2 of those 8. Looks like. What you miss out of those 8?
I missed 2.
And how did you miss out of the 8? Which one did you miss? Now let's look at number 6. Cash basis lawyer purchased office building used as legal practice. To acquire the mortgage, the taxpayer must pay $5,000 in points. Taxpayer will deduct the points into your pay. And 6, we took false. Did anybody else miss number 6? Walker, you did? All right, now usually on a home mortgage, and on a home mortgage, I have told you to take the points up front. If you have points, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you buy a home mortgage, add that on your interest for your first year. So, I don't know whether it's amount here or what. How could you prorate those points? I've never asked you to prorate. So I'm going to take either answer on that. So add 1 back, which is really adding 3 back. That's a +3. What other one did you miss, Tracy?
2, but I know why I missed it. I just
What did you miss, Caleb?
Number 3.
C, corporation partnership with a corporate partner may use the case method of accounting. Average annual gross receipts for the 3% years could not exceed 10 million. And 3 was false. I didn't mention C corporation. I didn't mention this rule, but it was in the book.
See, that's what I was.
5 million.
It says this requirement is applicable only to taxpayers whose average gross receipts for the 3 preceding years exceeds 10 million.
But look at the next paragraph is what it states.
In case of goods manufactured by the taxpayer, cost is determined by using the UNICAP rules, which may be thought as an expanded version of full absorption costing method.
Well, yeah.
However, C corporations and partnerships with a corporate partner may use the cash method only if their average annual gross receipts for the 3 preceding tax years do not exceed 5 million.
Okay. What page?
11A at the top, in the first paragraph out.
So so much in those chapters, it's hard for me to pinpoint every little rule and what have you.
Well, then what is that other one for? What is the one that actually does the 3 years? It's 11.
All right, well, was that,
What was that for? Under inventories. The other one's under cash method. Okay.
different measures, yeah. All right, we'll proceed, with your next page. Which goes through 14. So 9 is A, true. 10 is B, false. 11 is B, false. 12 is A, as in apple. 13 is C, as in cat. And 14 is D, as in dog. All right, now look over those 6 on that page. And we'll see if we have a common miss on it. Number 9. 9 is true, 10 is false, 11 is false, 12 is A, 13 is C, and 14 is D. What did you miss on that page, Tracy?
I missed 14.
14 out of 6? No, she missed number 14. What did you miss, Caleb?
10 and 11.
Anybody else miss 14? 3 14. Anybody else miss 10? Anybody else miss 11? Really like we gotta look at 11 and 14. Those are common misses. 11, in determining taxable income, market, for purpose of applying the lower of cost or market method means the price at which the taxpayer can sell the inventory item. And 11, I took false, because it means what the taxpayer can go out and buy it for. Not replacement value, not what you can sell it for. So 11, you lost on that one.
What about 12?
All right. Well, business use the same inventory method for both financial and tax reporting because of the unit cap requirement. Ending inventory is likely to be number 12. I took A. Ending inventory is higher for tax reporting purpose than the financial reporting purpose. Use the same inventory measure for both financial and tax. Because the unit cap requirement ending inventory is likely to be higher for tax reporting purpose.
It's because you're adding all those overhead items in.
Higher for financial report.
Well, in any case, if you were using LIFO, your ending inventory would probably be higher. No, if you were using FIFO, your ending inventory would be higher because you got flash prices in. So we'll have to stick with 8 on number 12. We need to discuss that further, we just don't have time. I didn't discuss that during the. Number 14 is what everybody was interested in. Number 14, I took D as in dog, as the answer. In 17, this department store changes its inventory from FIFO to LIFO. It didn't work a lot of those changes, very little. Richard uses a simplified LIFO method. Richard's year-ending inventory under FIFO is 300, 350. In 2016, the price index is 110. 17 is 120. 2017 Indian inventory extra adopted the LIFO method. All right, now who did get number 14 correct? Two people. All right, do you have any of your figuring there? Just looking at it. Let me see if I can bring up a notepad. Okay, Robert, do you remember what you did? Let's try the most simple straight looking approach first, see if that works. You're going to change from LIFO to FIFO, and you had 300,000 and 350. Now, the most simplest thing, if we multiplied 110%, and if we multiplied by 120, if this don't work, then we'd have to do some division here in multiplying, okay? Somebody multiply 300 by 310. Is that 330,000? Is it?
300 times 110.
110 times 300 is what?
330.
All right, now let's see if this works. It may not. I don't guarantee anything. 350 times 120.
420.
Now, this is not going to give me what I want. I was looking for combined. All right. They're asking for 2017, aren't they? We'll divide 350 by 120. Am I?
350 divided by 120.
Yeah, 1.2.
91.
Really? Something's not working here for me. Kayla, you remember what you did to get that one?
No, I didn't write. I'll say probably just this.
With 350. All right. Play around with that one for a minute, folks, and see why we took 322,727. I don't know why I'm forgetting that formula today either. Robert, have you figured out how you got that yet? Did you guess? Lucky guess. Kayla?
I just now looked it up, but I guess I just guessed beforehand. It says like, you're taking the 35 for the 350,000 and multiplying it by 110 divided by 120.
That's what I was doing wrong. I knew you divided by 120, but I was not taking the index into account for last year.
It's
All right.
110% divided by 120% gives you .92.
All right, if you divide these two, which you're doing here, if I continue this way, that gives you point what?
0.92. And then you multiply that by the 350, that gives you 322.
All right,
That's rounding it off.
but this way would give it to you also. If you multiply 110, you divide by 120. You're still dividing that 110 by 120. And you're dividing the 350 by 120. So this way we'll do it, plus the way Tracy said to divide 110. You did have to consider both years, and that gives you 0.92.
Times 350, 22, and that's rounding.
Yeah, we'd have to round. But anyway, I wanted you to see where it came from. Now you do. Let's move on. Okay, and we didn't cover that much in class either. Some things we couldn't. That's why you had open book. Okay, number 15. The answer is B as in boy, 16A, 17C, 18C, and 19D as in day. Giorgio, which one did you miss on that page?
19.
How much? Which one?
19.
Who else missed 19? 3 people, 4 people. All right. Tanda, which one did you miss on that page? 15 through 19. Okay. 19 is the common one. Glenn exchanged his land held as investment with a 60,000 basis for other land with a 80,000 per market value. I know we know 60,000. If this is where I would stop reading, it's a clean exchange, no boot, no taxes, 20,000 gain realized, none recognized, and blah, blah. But to read on, and a motorcycle with a $10,000 value. The acquired land is to be held for investment in motorcycles for personal use. What's the amount of recognized gain? All right, you got 10,000 plus you got a motorbike. All right, the answer should be pretty simple on that one. Y'all should not have missed that one. D. What's the amount of recognized gain? How many of y'all put B? Who put B? What'd you put, Kayla? What'd you put, Giorgio?
B.
Olivia? B? All right. The only answer I'm going to take here is 10,000. That's all it could be. That is answer B. Now, add that back, 3 back if you got B. Do not deduct anything if you missed it. That's my fault. Or the key's fault. All right. 19 should be B. You only pay taxes on that motorbike. Same as cash.
Each question is 3 points.
Yeah. And that land, you do not pay taxes on any of that gain. Now, if it said realized gain, we would have said 30,000. But it said recognized gain. That's 10,000. Okay. Let's go on to page number 20. All right, 20 through 23. 20 is A, 21 is C, 22 and 23 is BB as in boy, boy. All right, Robert, name one you missed on that page, 20 through 23. Which one? Who else missed 20? Half of you in here missed 20. Giorgio, which ones you missed on that page?
21.
Who else missed 21? Only one. Yeah, only one other.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll look at those two. Number 20, Pamela owns land for investment purposes. It's worth $300,000. Base is $260,000. She exchanges land plus $20,000 for a warehouse to be used in her business. Now she's given up $260,000 and she's taken $20,000 out of her pocket. That makes $280,000. Fair market value of the warehouse is $400,000. But subject to a mortgage of $80,000, which is assumed by Pamela. Now, all right, she's given up $260,000, right? Plus $20,000. She's going to pay off for this woman's mortgage of $80,000. That makes $360,000. Okay, now the fair market value of the warehouse is $400,000. That means there's $40,000 realized. But how much will be recognized? The number 20, I took A. Big zero. And that's all it should be. It's a like kind of exchange. You receive no boot. You didn't even get a motorbike. So nothing is taxed to you, even if you did get a motorbike. Yeah, if you got a motorbike, it would be taxed to you. If you gave up a motorbike, that adds onto your basis. Now, number 21. Cole owns a warehouse used in his business, which has an adjusted base of $240,000 and is subject to a mortgage with $80,000. Cole exchanges the warehouse for land worth $320,000. In addition, he received cash of $40,000. And he's getting $320,000 plus he's getting $40,000. Everything else being equal, he's getting $360,000. But this fellow takes over his mortgage of $80,000. If I'm calculating right, he's getting $440,000. He's getting $440,000 for $240,000. And 21, I took answer C. Now it says, what is his, what did it say, realized? Now, you do the math. Take 440 minus 240. What do you get? You get answer C, 200. Giorgio, you should have got that.
I go on, 20.
All right, moving on to another page. It's easy to look at that, realize, and recognize. So far, the only tough one you had was probably that consumer price index. All right, number 24. A. 25 is A. 26 is B as in boy, and 27 is B as in boy. Okay. Olivia, which one did you miss on that page? 25 and 6. Who else missed 25? Nobody. Who else missed 26? Everybody missed 26? Well, we got to look at that one. Maybe 25 also. Now 26. I took as an answer of B. Okay, let's look at it and see. Ulinas, whose tax rate is 28%, sells Section 1231 asset this year, resulting in a 50,000 gain. Included in the 50,000 gain, Section 1231 gain is 30,000. All right. All right, she had a 50,000 gain. Section 1231 is long-term capital gain of 30,000. Okay, and Section 1250 gain. Now, a review of her tax files for the last 5 years indicate one prior year Section 1231 sale, which resulted in a $14,000 loss. All right, take that $14,000 carryover loss from 30,000 and you get 16. Now, and that section 1231 asset is in a 25% tax bracket. So the middle part of this was okay. All right. Now she had $16 from 30 is that 14. That was carryover. All right, who put A for that problem? Who put A? I want to take A. Because A is what I would have answered. If we subtract out 14, we're not going to be taxed on that 14. It was a loss. So B could not be right, 28% of 14,000. So I'm striking B out. It's off. It's wrong. All right. I don't see any case for C or D. Definitely not D. It has to be A. She's taxed on 15% of 20 of that gain. And then 25% on 15% is she sold it over the basis. It was pure gain. 30 was the owner capture. So A has to be the answer. Add 3 back if you put A.
For what number?
What'd you have for number 26?
A.
You got back in time to get 3 points, didn't you?
Yeah, Savannah wanted to let, she just called me to tell me that she wasn't gonna make it flash, she's like, she got that.
Yeah, okay, well, she can't help that, but there's Kevin, Savannah, and Alex. There's 10 odds. Believe it or not, there's 10.
That's why I had to leave, is because she was calling, I think she was trying to tell me something about class.
There's Alex, there's Kevin, and there's Savannah, and the highest grading class is down here, Austin. All right, he made the highest grade. Now, will these people lose out on these points that we're getting today? Most likely, unless they come to class, and you all can keep your test, unless you mark the test and the answer, and they borrow it from you, and they show it to me, then I give them the points. But I don't have time to go over with 4 people, every problem, like I'm doing with you all today. Okay? And decide to take different answers. In fact, I didn't even correct those answers on my key. I'm just telling you what to do. Okay. So that brings us up to 28 through 31. 28, the answer is A. 29, B. 30 is C. 31 is A. 4 more questions. All right, Giorgio. 30. 30. Who else missed 30? Well, 2/3 of you in here. Tanya probably missed it too, and Robert, but they didn't hear me. Did you get 30 right, Tanya? I was just kidding. 30 right, and Robert right. Okay. Anyhow, any other common misses? Just 30? Well, let's look at it. A corporation owns many acres of timber, which is acquired 3 years ago and which has 120,000 bases. The timber was cut last year for use in the corporation's business. The fair market value of the timber on the first day of the year was 270. Now, they've already taken timber off, but they didn't get any cash out of it. Again, I don't like to get into corporations on this test, but yes, on the next test. The corporation made an appropriate election to treat the cutting as a sale or exchange. The timber is sold for $300 this year. the tax result this year is. Okay, it only had $120,000 basis. There was a mountain down my way, down Plumlee. It's part of these big mountain range. And somebody went in and bought a couple $100,000, not a couple hundred acres. They bought it for like $100,000 because it's all mountain land. They brought helicopters in timber. And somebody go over there and cut the timber, trim it, and the helicopter picked it up, took it out. All right, they paid $100,000 for that 200 acres hillside. They sold the timber for more than that. And then they still had the land that they sold for twice what they paid for it. So that happens. You can do that if you're lucky. My brother bought about 40 acres of timberland. He paid $12,000 for it. He got about 20 out of the timber, and he still has the money. So that's happened. That happens in West Virginia, okay? But anyway, back to this problem. It had a 120,000 bases. We don't worry about the fair market value, but they sold the timber for 300. And the answer I took for number 30 was C. Because the fair market value of the timber on the last day of the year was 270. They sold the timber for 300.
Says if election is made to treat the cutting of timber as a sale or exchange, the timber is considered 1231 property.
The timber becomes 1231.
Timber is considered section 1231 property if the election is made to treat the cutting of timber as a sale or exchange of the timber.
So it was, whether you use it for yourself or not, right? So it was treated as a sale.
Yes. And the problem says that word for word. So that's why.
I know, but there's still something funny about that problem. Three years ago, it's $120,000 basis, right?
And the timber was cut for the corporation's business.
Now they own acres of timber. I guess they own the land too. I don't know. 300,000 minus 270 is too easy. See, I don't know how much they took out, but there's some double reading there that, okay. Now, 3 years ago, had how much of a basis as a what? All right, but it acquired it 3 years ago. But during that 3 years, the timber was cut. The fair market value of the timber on the first day of last year was 270. So it had went up in value. All right, what answer does somebody else have?
Recognized as section 1231 gain of 30,000.
Which one?
B.
I'm gonna take B. Anybody else have B? And 3 back, we have 2. Who had A? I have A? Olivia, I'm gonna let you add 3 back, you got A. All right, because that problem had some double talk in it, didn't make it clear. Some situations, it would have been taxed on 180,000. But this 270, they're not clear, it's not clear to me. Yeah, 270 per market value. But I read in there deep to see if it's before or after they cut the 10. All right, so I'm gonna take those three answers. And they said, I really feel like B is the best answer, 1231. The last four questions. Thirty-two is C. 32 is D, as in day. 33 is C, and 34 is A. All right, now what did I say 32 was? D. I think you can look that up and find it exactly. It looked that way, okay?
Cattle and horses must be held for 24 months.
All right. Cattle has to be held 24 months, not 12. Did anybody put anything inside cattle? Okay. All right, number 33. Will livestock to be considered section 1231 property? What was the answer to 33? What answer did I give you for 33?
See, cattle and horses must be held for at least 24 months from the date.
All right, so really, when you read that, Tracy, it answered 32 and 30. Found the answer 32 and 33, it answered 32. All right, now 34. Section 1231 applies to the sale or exchange of an on-harvest crop sold with land. Cost of producing the crop are. What you put for 34? All right. Applies to the sale or exchange of an on-harvest crop. So, with the land. Cost of producing the crop are capitalized. Now, capitalized means take a little bit every year, don't you? Like depreciation, amortization, okay? So, hopefully everybody got that right. Hopefully you picked up 3, 6, or 9 points, so correct that. Keep the test. I don't need it. Everybody has taken the test. And basically picked up 9 out of those points. Picked up every one of them. Go down, how many you pick up? You picked up 4. Yes.
Number 16 in county phone for things that I have.
Yeah, you the range, Ted.
No, oh, I mean like, probably on here,
Oh, that's it.
but it, I have 16, I have A on both. I counted it wrong. I'll circle it,
Now, 16, you had it colored so wide.
but I have A.
You can answer that. Little chance. You do know. Okay. Did you add those things to deal?
That's what I thought you were going with this.
No, you're adding, I'll add it for you though.
Trust, agree on it.
All right, so anyway, I know I've got one A here. And one A here, that's 2 A's. Three A's. All right, we got at least 3 A's out of 10. That's not bad. That's 30%. I'm okay with that. Now, for 9, I I need everybody out again. We got 40 some on the books. Don't apply to you, Tracy, just these other 5. All right, I need everybody out. One night. Everybody made it. 10, you can make it on time, on 4. Okay, good. Now, we've got 2 more nights to do taxes. We have about 46 on this. You know, if y'all think you cannot get the number you want or need, let me know Thursday and I'll add on another night next week. We'll turn down enough people for another night. I'll lower that to 40. 40 for an A. All right. 35 for B, 30 for a C, 25 for a D. So if 30 to a C, so might as well go for an A, I guess. Now you had to do 5 for Christ, so that ups it to 45, don't it? Now, has anybody already done more than 45? Well, somebody has. Yeah, she's done more than 45. I told her I would take 10 over 45, that'd be 55. She had an 80 on her final average. I would give her a point for each return over 45 is up to 10. So you could actually, for your final grade, I'm not talking about a curve on a low test grade or anything like that. I'm talking about 10 points on your final grade.
Not the tax grade.
Yeah, taxes. I would give her 10 points on her tax grade. Well, if she did 55, she'd have an A and VITA, wouldn't she? All right, 5 of those she would hard to do for price, 40 for an A. And then the other 10, I would add on to her final grade average.
So like if I did extra, if I did 10.
Yeah, you could do extra, yeah. You only had to do 5. Anything you do over 5 adds on to your final grade. Okay, so VITA is a win-win situation for everybody, except me. I have to take all the heat. Some woman was in here last Friday. It was Tanda. She was cussing Tanda out. She was cussing Michael out for helping Tanda. She was cussing me out for not returning her call. And she was cussing Sarah out that was trying to fix her return. Now, not only was bad about that, Sarah was here when she came. Sarah said, I'll help you fix it. Sarah goes over to the room in front of the office down there, to the worker office. So Sarah sat there and do it. So the door's open. The woman is saying all this about all of us, and everybody else could hear, but she held the secretary and all day. So I told Sarah, she said, you should take her upstairs. She said, too late. But don't ever talk to these people around other people. It's not everybody else's business. Whether they're saying something good or bad about us, we don't want other people to hear it. This is when we'll tell them something good. But we're doing a free service. And I know there's something simple about Brandon not getting back his state tax return from Virginia because something on it was marked wrong, and he was, I don't know, working in West Virginia or whatever, was only giving back a little refund. We should have got it all back. So Sarah fixed it. Now, she may have called me a couple times. I know I returned her call a couple times. And one time I did. But none of us deserve when we're trying to do it for free. Now, if she had paid H&R Block $300 to do it, she had a right to complain. But I don't think she had a right to complain. So we're going to take the heat sometimes. But it's still worthwhile helping these people. You know, and I know it. So we'll continue to help. We've probably done, I don't know, average 40 a night, because a lot of people do it in the day in Savannah. I think Savannah's done it for the whole neighborhood. And everywhere people work with it. So we've got 3 rejected right now. So anybody here have 1 rejected? there for what time?
I just can't get, it's like, I just did it's like that.
Yeah, and sometimes when you electronic file, I mean, I didn't go, we're on TurboTax, I'm on electronic file, it keeps telling me, I type in the employer's number, which I don't have to, but on electronic file. So, but even when I type it in, it tells me it's wrong, and I look straight at it, it's not wrong. So if I was e-filing, it probably wouldn't go through, because even TurboTax said that the employer's ID number is wrong.
Okay. Husband works for Walmart and she's.
Well, let's try to get straight about it, I don't know. Does anybody know Dr. Phillips up here? Michelle was telling me that Dr. Phillips called and he's gonna bring his tax return by his professor, because I've never heard of it. So, but if you do a professor, somebody works up here, please don't disclose her salary, remember. We'll do a test on ethics. Remember what we talk about ethics. Don't go around telling anybody else's salary, okay? Well, there's not much need to start class today. We learned a lot more on this test. Please look at that chapter on corporations. We're talking about some even problems on corporations.
Chapter 2 of corporations.
Chapter 2, corporations. And read chapter 3. We'll look those two together. And I'm gonna help some folks back here get ready, okay? So, and Tracy, you graduated, you don't need to register now. And Georgia,
Yes, can I come by tomorrow? Will you be good tomorrow? Perhaps.
sign up on my door.
Sounds good.
We're gonna sign up, that's the spot.
All right, cool. Have a good day.
You too, Georgia. Okay. Let's do- That's okay.
Yeah, I will.
That's okay. Now, this sheet helps.
So the international business is on there, so what I would plan out for my semesters next year, we only have eight. So
Wait, you don't have any more what to take.
classes
And when this,
this semester, so next year, I will have now,
you take more than 15 hours a semester.
this semester I'm taking 18.
I think we go off for 8. And 4 semesters, that's what we're doing.
We took psychology that doesn't count for it.
That's in months.
Count psychology down here.
Okay.
Now, if you've got, is this intern?
Yeah.
Psychology. What else you want to put down here? Just take relationships down here.
Yes, so county information systems is only available on the phone, right?
So,
Only available on the phone.
yes.
And what about production and operation?
Piece of code. So, yeah, everybody has to take.
We have 5 classes now and 3 this spring. So we're just trying to figure out which one to do this spring. The only one that I think we can do is the business strategy.
Right, you cannot move. Cannot move. AC is with papers. Hold on. Those 3 you can. What's that?
The strategy, she said was really hard, so it's something else. And ethics, and not to take it.
We have to do that. Also, all right, then let me pick this. Which one is warranty?
Strategy and ethics.
Sorry. I would take strategy. All. The multiple. See.
So which one should we do? The only other option is production. We don't know. And I'm fine with taking all five of them. We need to be five.
Yeah. Which work, we out, and then raise the system. All the terminology. But now, what we take in the spring,
Business ethics, government not-for-profit, and financial planning.
if we're gonna take an extra course, we should. So, take it.
I'd rather do one of them. I don't want to make it harder for I don't do business.
But if you ever said for CPAs, the overall period, the 120 year, the 120 year, the 130 year, it's just like, anytime you take an extra class here, it doesn't have to be CPA. Okay, your tuition is the same, 12 credits for 15, right? Individual.
119.
All right, which one is your, is it the same price, 12 credits? 15? Unless you go inside. Once you do the research, stuff that one credit or whatever, you don't offer it one credit twice. Well, you will, you got to get it on 2 or 3 credits. You already had it for 3 credits. I know that's stupid, but that extra credit costs somewhere. I take 3 credit twice to get it. So, I think we're going to put this into it. And else. You find out the production's almost a minute. One, two, no problem. Okay. But now, what's the same thing? I thought you already figured it out.
Because I had to do the critical with let me into a one of them was a pre-requisite problem. One of them.
See, you are easy to do. Same for you, if you want to, we'll get rid of it. Okay. In the problem. But if you get these 15, you only need 10 credits. You have to take 12 to get 10, right? This gives you some kind of option, right? So, but take 15 credits one semester.
Is there anything we can do over the summer?
No, we don't offer anything, says no. Hopefully it's great. I'm not leaving it. I'm just not. About 16 in there. Okay. Now, can we take these down to the shelves? Yes, can we? These put in. Good. Oh. All the same stuff.
See how it transfers to the funds.
But, you got a whole bunch of stuff made up.
Yeah, I transfer to the golf. Finance.
All of them, maybe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's your oxygen hands. Yeah, thank you for that.
My side plus this transfer.
More credit costs you don't. All right, now, let's see here. These one, these one. One thing, here.
Yeah, I didn't know they only offered it in certain sectors. I was gonna think this.
Now, all the red is like, those are all.
I've had these.
Downstairs. She's not here for Miss Bell, Miss Bell's not here.
I have a couple of these. The one with board. I think production operation. Was letting them.
That is straightforward.
Yeah, that one is.
Really?
Yeah, it said I can only, it was a prerequisite.
You might have to think it.
And take something for it.
He will approve it, he will approve it, I'll go down with this if I can find it. Let me quit live streaming here just a minute. We're gonna try it in the computer first.